welcome to Zion Christian Fellowship's page. If you are new around here, we have recently started, we have switched to meeting on the first and third Sundays in our corporate gathering at Zion, and then on the second and fourth Sundays of the month, we are meeting in our small groups, our home churches. We call them RCs, Revival Communities. So if you're not plugged into one of those, please go to the website and you can find all the information on that. But my name is Emily. My husband and I are the youth pastors here at Zion, and I wanted to pop on this morning and share a couple of things with you. First, if you have not downloaded the Zion app, I highly encourage you to do so. It's the best way to stay connected and involved with what's happening here at Zion, and you'll have access to podcasts, events, social media links, and a secure giving portal. So I give through the app every week. It's so convenient, and it's really convenient on these off weeks that we're meeting in Revival Communities. And so all the ways to give, if you don't use the app, you should see them on the screen here. You can give, text to give. You can text Zion Equip to 77977. You can mail in your offerings and make the check payable to Zion. You can go to our website, zionequip.com, for the address. So we just want to thank you so much for continuing to give during this transition for us. It's been so much fun, and we've seen so much fruit already with these home groups. So like I said, if you are not plugged into one, please go to the website and you'll see all the information there for it. But I'm going to share a little bit of what's on my heart today with you. So for the past few months, I find myself having more and more conversations about the need for rest. Whether you're a college student, a businessman, a mom juggling all the littles, or an entrepreneur with multiple jobs, and it has become normal in our lifestyle to live the lifestyle of busyness, aka hustle. And listen, I am all for working hard, and I know that building things like building things well, like a family and a business, they take a lot of time and energy. And I know that some seasons are more full than others. You know, when you're going to school and you have to work 2 jobs to provide for your family, but we can't sustain that for long. And when we get to the point where busy is our go-to answer to someone asking us how we're doing, there's something going on. We have a problem. You know, and it's common for Americans to work like 60-hour work weeks and not take vacations and work during the weekends. But it actually takes work to not work in our culture. Does that make sense? Let me tell you something. Jesus was never in a hurry. Like, let that sink in. He probably had the most to do on the planet, right? And he was never in a hurry. He was easily interrupted for others. Many of his miracles happened when he was on his way somewhere else. You know, the woman at the well, the woman with the issue of blood. You know, we need to go at a pace where we can be easily interrupted. You know, a way where we can respond when God puts someone in our path. You know, when we're at the grocery store, it's typically, at least for me, I'm on a mission, I'm out, I'm getting my stuff and I'm gone. What if someone's there that needs to encounter the Lord? Odds are there is. What if we actually went on a mission to bring the light of Jesus where we went because we weren't in such a hurry to go to the next thing? You know, I love the quote from Jeff Bethke. He says, "You can't love someone when you're hustling. You can't love someone when you're going fast." You know, if you think about when you're running late and let's say you have little kids and you're throwing the coats at them, telling them to get their shoes on, get out the door. You're pushing them out the door, basically. You know, they probably don't feel very loved in that moment. You know, I was talking to a college student the other day, and I was just checking in to make sure that they weren't hustling too hard, you know, and that lifestyle becomes a problem when any of these 3 areas are compromised. So your relationship with Jesus, your relationships with people, your friends and your family, and your health. So we're going to take a couple minutes and break these down. So number 1, your relationship with Jesus. It is so easy to make excuses for this one. You know, I didn't have time to read my Bible today. You know, my work is too demanding right now. I can't focus on hearing God because my kids like always need something, or I went to church twice a week. Isn't that enough? You know, it's if we say that we believe in Jesus and we're living our life for him, shouldn't that mean that how we spend our time reflects that? Looking at how we spend our time reveals what our true priorities are. I'm going to say that again. If you look at how you spend your time, it will reveal what your true priorities are. So now that not that you have to spend a few hours with Jesus and every day alone with him, you know, that'd be awesome. And some days you should do that. But you can feel when you start to get disconnected from the Father. And it's just like any other relationship, you know, you have to put time in if you want to grow that connection. You have to talk to them. You have to hang out together. It's the same way with Jesus. And when we don't create space in our life for that, something needs to change. The second area is your relationships with your friends and your family. You haven't been on a date night in months because you're so busy with work or life in general. Something's got to give, you know. Remember, how you spend your time reflects your priorities. So if you haven't seen your close friends in months and you keep canceling plans because you're simply too busy, you know, we can work 60-hour work weeks, and when a friend asks us to go to dinner, it's suddenly we don't have time. Somehow we don't have time for that. You know, it's time. We need to take time and evaluate what we're actually doing in our relationships. And then the third area is your health. Because we're always so busy, we don't have time to meal plan, so we eat out every night. I know, I make the excuse often. Exercising, and this is something that is different for everyone. And I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I will tell you that it is vital. It's necessary. This is a non-negotiable thing. You need to move your body every day. Somehow, some way, you need to figure it out what works for you, because you cannot compromise this. And this one, are you ready? This is also included in health. Your sleep. I know, your sleep. And many people try to compromise this one. You think that if you stay up late, if people get like, it's like hashtag team no sleep. It's like kind of trendy to not sleep much. And that's actually doing you way more harm than you thinking you're productive during that time. So most adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. Do not compromise that. And it's not sustainable. Your body actually starts to shut down when you don't get enough sleep. So think about it this way. If we lived without margin in our finances, we wouldn't be free, right? So don't you think it works the same way in our time? If instead of running from the shower to the door to a meeting and another meeting and another meeting, oh, then it's time for dinner, and then I'm going to work a few more hours in the evening. Think about it this way. If we lived without margin in our finances, we wouldn't be free. So don't you think it's the same way with rest? Instead of running from the shower to the door, from meeting to dinner, and then you work a few more hours in the evening before you go to bed, that is not a free lifestyle. I think one of the best things that we can model after Jesus is learning how to live our life from a place of rest, not for rest. You know, I said earlier, Jesus he probably had the most to do. He probably had the most on his to-do list, but he was never in a hurry. You don't have to earn rest. Let me just set you free right now. You don't have to earn rest. You know, I've heard a lot of people say, once I get my to-do list done, then I will make time to rest and relax. Rest should be non-negotiable. In Matthew 11, 28 and 29, it says, "Are you weary carrying a heavy burden? Then come to me and I will refresh your life, for I am your oasis. Simply join your life with mine, learn my ways, and you'll discover that I am gentle, humble, and easy to please. You will find refreshment and rest in me." For any of you having trouble hearing me, coming from a fellow high achiever that needs to be constantly productive all day, every day, I used to not be able to sit down and rest when I knew things needed to be done. but I've really learned how to set boundaries and how to protect my rest this year. And I highly encourage you to sit down with the Lord and see what that looks like for you. You know, God said to Jesus, "This is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased," before he did a thing. God is pleased with you no matter what grade you get, no matter what you accomplish today at work. You are called his beloved simply because you are you and you belong to him. So be free to rest today.